Hey guys, welcome to the Master of Nothing podcast. I'm your host Emily, and I strongly recommend finding things that you're bad at. Hey guys. Hi. I'm so excited. First of all, can we talk about the fact it's a Sunday, which used to be my least favorite day of the weekend because it meant that I had to go to work tomorrow. I'm slowly reshaping that, and I'm trying to enjoy my Sundays more, but it's a Sunday. It's 15 degrees outside. We're back in the car, so if you can hear the AC on, I apologize. But yeah, we're in the car. It's nice out. I have a slushie. I'm going to go sit in the park after and tan and go get a new book to read. It's going to be a good weekend. But anyways, how are you guys? Thanks for liking last week's episode. For everybody that's commented on it or reached out to me and said that they like it, whether it's I liked the name change or whatever else, I'm really excited about it. So I'm glad that you guys liked it. But we're back and I'm really excited. But if you are watching on YouTube, the back seat in my car is down because I'm going camping in like a month and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to sleep in my car. So that's why the back seat of my car is a mess, because regardless of where I film, the background is always going to be a fucking disaster. So that's that. But speaking about that, I'm going camping in May for like almost 2 weeks, and I'm 99.9% sure that I'm going by myself. Sorry, Mom. Mom's going to yell at me for that because Mom's convinced I'm going to get eaten by a bear because I'm stupid and have no self-preservation. She doesn't say it like that, but I know what she means. But I'm going camping next month, and I didn't have a ton of camping stuff. I have a lot of like hikey and like, day trip type stuff. I didn't really have any overnight camping stuff. I didn't have a cooler. I didn't have like a Tupperware for my car to organize some shit. I didn't have anything. So I went to Canadian Tire because that's my favorite store in the whole world. This was like 2 weeks ago. And I had this man. He did not work there. This was not his job. He had no reason to come up to me and speak to me. But he's coming up to me as I'm looking for a cooler. And he just starts talking shit. Keep in mind, he was so hot. Like, he was so attractive. And, I should have known that there was a red flag, because if that man was coming up to me in public, something's gonna go wrong, because he has no reason to come, you know the vibes. And anyways, he starts asking me questions about, are you going camping, and blah, 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 and whatever. So I'm giving, like, very brief answers, because A, I don't really want to be having this conversation, and also I don't want you knowing anything about my life. And this man has the audacity to look at me, because he asked if I was going with a partner, and I was like, no, I'm going by myself. And he was like, oh. I was like, ah. And yeah, anyways, has the audacity to tell me that women do not belong in the outdoors if they're alone because it's dangerous, and that I need to bring somebody with me because I couldn't possibly survive outside alone. Now, I have so many thoughts. That's not what this episode's going to be about. We're not talking about that. But if you have any ounce of belief in that statement, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. And I'm just going to say it. Men are so much more attractive when they never speak. He would be so hot if he just never fucking opened his mouth. But he opened his mouth, and now he's a cunt. So if you're a man and you want to be attractive, don't speak. Don't talk. Don't try to have a conversation with me. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. Anyways. So that's that. There's my rant about men for the day, because what the fuck are you talking about? You are a piece of shit. Anyways, I bought the cooler. I'm going camping because fuck whatever he says. He sucks. Anyways, how are you guys? What's going on? Oh, I guess it's Easter. It's Easter today, I guess, while I'm recording this. It's Sunday. I never know how to put into a sentence what my belief in religion and my history with religion is. We grew up relatively Catholic. We went to Catholic school because it was the only French immersion school, and went to church on Easter and Christmas sometimes. But Easter was always the big one, especially with my great grandma. She loved Easter. That was her shindig, was Easter. So growing up, Easter was a big ass thing for us, and now it's not so much. So I kind of forget that it's Easter every single year. But I hope you guys had a good Easter weekend, or I hope you had a good long weekend if you don't celebrate Easter. Maybe you got to see your family. There's an old man beside me cleaning his truck, and he's very sweet. He's very nice. He came up to say hi to me, but he is staring at me because now I'm holding a microphone. Which is weird, but... Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is I saw a TikTok, which I know that 99.9% of the time that I'm recording an episode, it's because I saw a TikTok and I want to have a conversation about it. I'll try and link it if I can find it. I feel like half of the time I can never find the TikTok again after I've like scrolled past it. So I'll try and find it. But long story short, this girl posted a TikTok and the text on the TikTok said, "If I'm this good at a job that I hate, imagine how good I could be at a job that I love." And that, for some reason, hurt my heart because let's just fucking talk about it. That whole concept of like, imagine how good you could be at something that you are passionate about. Imagine how good you could be at something that you truly aspire to do and like to do and enjoy doing, whether or not it's in the context of a job. If that's a job, if it's a hobby, if it's, I don't know, a workout, whatever it is. If you can be so good at something that you despise doing, imagine how insanely good you'd be at something that you love. And I feel like that fits to so many people in so many different ways. I was calling my mom this morning because I had a question on how to make fucking meatballs because I'm 22 and can't cook, so I do need to call my mom like at least once a month to ask her how to make very basic foods. But whatever, and she asked me how my long weekend was and whatever, and we were just chatting about the fact that, like, I hate going to work. I hate it. I am so grateful to have the job that I have. I'm so grateful to have a job at all. I'm grateful to have a job that pays the bills, a job that gives me benefits, a job with good hours, and, like, I am so very grateful for the position that I'm in life and the opportunities that I've been granted, and I'm grateful for the job that I have. That does not take away from the fact that I fucking hate going to work. My hours have changed so much from my old job. I now only work 4 days a week, but like longer days, which is nice because I get one guaranteed day off every week, which is awesome. That does not take away from the fact that my job kind of sucks, which all jobs do. And I understand that I've severely limited myself on what jobs that I can do because I dropped out. I didn't finish my degree. I went to school for a degree that does not pertain to what I'm doing in my job right now because the thing that I went to school for would acquire me like a very high demand, Emily's important type of job. And I'm at the point in my life where I don't fucking want that right now. I don't want to be needed at work, if that makes sense. Not in like I want to be disposable. I just mean I no longer want to be the person that everybody has to come to because I'm the one who knows how to do shit. I don't want to be important at work because it's so fucking exhausting being like the important person at your job when you're paid the same, you're treated the same, and you're just expected to do so much more. And that sucks. And I'm trying really hard to not put myself in that position at this current job because so many of my past jobs, that's what I've become. And it sucks. If I'm being entirely honest, it sucks to be in that position 99% of the time. So, anyways, I was talking to my mom and that's kind of what we were talking about. And I was talking about the fact that like I am constantly bored at work, even if it's busy. Even if it's busy, I'm still bored because I'm doing the same repetitive shit all day, every day. And I already feel like there's not much more I can do in a day, which is probably not true. And I understand that there's other things that I can probably do. But I just hate my job. And that's okay. As much as that sucks, it's kind of okay. Where I'm at right now in life, it is okay for me to dislike my job. I know I'm not going to be there forever. I know that this is not my like long-term position in life. And what I'm doing now, it pays my bills. It gives me flexibility in my schedule from like week to week. It gives me an extra day off like during the week. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm not going to sit here and complain about the fact that I have a job. But that TikTok really just fucking like, it does just put shit in perspective because I would argue that I'm very good at my job I'm as good as I can be at my job at this current position. And all of my previous jobs, I would argue that I've been good at my jobs. I am not the type of person who's comfortable being bad at what I do. Hence the name of the podcast. Hence the whole reason that we shifted the name and the vibe of the podcast. But especially in a work setting, I don't want to be a liability at work. I do not enjoy being the person who's like, oh, Emily's working today, like this is going to be a shit show. I don't want to be that person ever. So I kind of force myself to figure out and be good and successful at my jobs very early on, which is fine. And I'm not saying that that's like a bad trait, but that TikTok made me think about the fact, like, I have let myself be so good at these jobs that I fucking hate. Like, I don't even know how to put into perspective how good I would be at something that I was actually passionate about and that I actually cared about. If I had a job that made me excited to wake up in the morning and go to work, I don't even know, like, I would fucking be incredible at that job. I would, like, set the fucking curve. I would, like, write the new manual on how to do that job step by step. You know what I mean? Like, if I had something, we're going to talk about it in other contexts too, but the last couple weeks I've just been in such a rut with work. And I don't know, it simultaneously makes me really excited and also really sad when I think about it, because it makes me excited thinking about the fact that, like, I could find a job that I love and that I want to do for the rest of my life, and I could be incredible at it. And that's a really nice, like, hopeful perspective to have. But it also makes me think about the fact that, like, I am sad for my current self and for my past self who did not love my job and does not currently love my job. And yet I still dedicate so much of my life to it, not because I want to, but because I have to, because I have bills to pay and I have things that I need and want. And it makes you think about all of the times that, like, you know, you felt so unmotivated in life and by life, that if you switch that perspective and think about the fact of, like, well, maybe it's because I'm working this job that sucks. Maybe that's why I feel so unmotivated in life. Maybe that's why I feel like I have no purpose in life and no whatever. It sucks that such a trivial part of our lives for so many people has such a huge influence and a negative influence at that. Because, like, I'm always so proud of people when they go to school, like, you know, graduate high school and know exactly what they want to do, and they go to university for it, or they go straight into it, whether that's like trade, whatever it is. I love seeing people who just know what they want and do exactly that, and they love it. Don't get me wrong, those people are still valid in complaining about their jobs. The fact that people have to work a 40-hour week in any way, shape, or form sucks. That's bullshit. Like, that, if I could, like, just ruin one societal structural thing in life, it would be the need for a 40-hour work week, because it's bullshit. I'm just going to put it out there. But so people who love what they do and love their job are still allowed to complain about it, because the entire structure of a career sucks. However, it makes me so happy that some people, you know, got out of high school and went directly into whatever it is that they knew they wanted to do, and they did that, and they discovered that they still loved it, like, even after studying it and working in it, because that's so cool. And I wish that that was the case for me, and I wish that that was the case for so many other people, and it's simply not, and that's fine. But it sucks. Like, it's such a difficult thing to navigate in your life when you understand that, okay, I'm not going to have my dream career because of XYZ, or I had my dream career and I had to leave it because of these circumstances, or I'm never, like, that's not an achievable career for, whatever the situation may be. It sucks that people have to settle on the thing that takes up such a huge chunk of our lives. Because if you think about it, like, your job takes up such a bigger chunk of your life than just that 40 hours, if you really think about it. Because even me, I live in a very small city. It takes me 15 minutes to get to my job, which is not that far. But when I think about the fact that, like, okay, I wake up at 4:30 so that I can go train before I go to work. And then I get ready for work at the gym, drive to work from like 7:30 until 6 p.m., drive 15 minutes home, and then I spend, like, an hour getting myself prepped for the next day of work. Like, it's no longer just, oh, here's, like, my 9 to 5, which, first of all, 9 to 5 doesn't exist. It's an 8 to 5. It's been an 8 to 5 for fucking forever. I don't know why we're still classifying shit as a 9 to 5, because it's simply not. And most people's 8 to 5, if you live in any big city, is not really an 8 to 5, because your commute sometimes take an hour to 2 hours of your day. So now you have, like, a 7 to 6. What? It's just, like, It's frustrating, and it sucks. It sucks knowing that, like, at this point in my life, I'm, like, settled with, not settled in the fact of, like, comfortable. I mean settled as in, like, this is the best that I can do right now. So that's what I settled for. And it sucks to say that, but that's just the reality for so many people. And it sucks because I could be so good at a job if I loved it. And I think the other complication with that is I don't know what I want to do with my life anymore. I have no idea. I was so, when I was younger, we talked about this last episode, but when I was younger, I had my entire life pictured out for me. But, like, I did it. Like, I pictured out my entire life, step by step, photo by photo. Like, I had this entire vision of what my life was going to look like until I was, like, 87, and I was so content with that. And then, now I don't want any of it, and now I feel like I'm back at square one, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do with my life. You want to know what I want to do? I want to sit in the park, I want to tan, and I want to go climb mountains, and, like, swim in a river. That's all I want. That's literally all I want. I don't want to work. I don't want to have to go to a job. I also, like, I don't want to go to the gym lately, which is a whole nother complicated conversation, but I don't want to work. You know, I don't want to have a job. I don't want the rest of my life to be determined by what job I can land. And as of right now, like, that's what's going to happen is, like, hey, the rest of your life is kind of painted for you based on what job you have, what skill set you have, and what you want to do as a career. But when you don't know what you want to do, I've let myself feel like I'm running out of time, even though I'm not. I'm literally 22, like, calm down. You know, like, I understand that. But so often I find myself in that position of, like, I am running out of time to find something that I'm good at and that I want to do and that makes me feel fulfilled and doesn't make me want to, like, off myself once a week. And I just don't know how to, like, come to terms with that. I don't know how to get back into a spot where I'm like, no, you're not running out of time, but you can still make those decisions. I can still, like, I can pick up and move, or I can completely shift careers, and I can do whatever the fuck I want, because your life is not that important to anyone but yourself. And dedicating your life to somebody else is not going to be fulfilling. Within context, if you want to be a nurse, your entire career is dedicating yourself to other people. And if that's what you love and that's what you makes you feel fulfilled, great, power to you. You chose that job because it fulfills you, not because somebody else required you to or asked you to. And if you did, you shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to have the flexibility of choosing a career and choosing a job that fulfills you and makes you feel content and makes you feel prideful to wake up and go do that thing every day. And it doesn't just have to be in work. Like, that could literally be in anything. Like, whatever sport you want to do or whatever hobby. If you can be so good at things that you do not enjoy, imagine how much you could get done, and not how much you can get done because you need to, like, profit on it. I don't mean in that context. I just mean, like, think of how much shit you could achieve in your life if you found stuff that you were good at and you gave yourself the flexibility and the grace to actually do it. Because that's crazy. Imagine how many hobbies you could be good at if you gave yourself the grace to, like, actually be a beginner in something. That's heavy directed at me because I suck at finding new hobbies or new activities or new whatever because I don't like being bad at stuff. Hey, guess what? Emily doesn't like being bad at shit. Never give myself the flexibility and the grace to just be a beginner in something. I do not give myself permission to be bad at stuff. Hence the name change. But you know what I mean? Like, I have never given myself that piece of, like, hey, you can start doing something and you can be dog shit at it and that's okay. Like, there's nothing bad about being bad at shit. It means that you're trying. Still haven't gotten that through my head. Apparently I got a really fucking thick skull because that, for some reason, has never quite landed right in my head. You could feel so much more fulfilled and so much more accomplished in life if you just let yourself be bad at stuff and if you let yourself be bad at stuff that you liked. If that makes sense, you can be bad at a job that you really love and still enjoy it. And eventually you'll probably get good at it because if you really love it, you're going to dedicate that time. You're going to put the effort in to become good at it. Whereas how much of your life have you spent putting in effort to be good at shit that you absolutely hate? Because that's where I'm at. Let's go back to cooking. I suck at cooking. I don't know how, because both of my parents are really good cooks. My mom loves cooking, and, like, she cooked for us, like, our whole life because she enjoys it. And she's a really good cook. And I spent so much time in the kitchen with her, even just, like, sitting and watching her. You would think that I would have picked up on a thing or two. I haven't. I've lived alone I've lived not at home for 4 years, coming up on 4 years. I'm still dog shit at cooking. I cook the same things every single week because I know how to make them. And if I make something different, I do have to call my mom and be like, hey, I need help. And it bugged me for a really long time. Like, I despised the fact that I was not a good cook. I thought that, I was doing something wrong and blah, 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 blah. Turns out I just don't like cooking. So I've kind of not given up, but I've given myself the grace to be like, hey, you don't need to be good at cooking. There's so many other things that I could put my time and energy into, and me being a good cook does not need to be one of them. So I cook the same shit every week. I eat the same foods every month. Like, I have, like, a monthly rotation of foods, and I'm fine with that. Keeps me content, keeps me fed, and I don't have to stress out about the fact that I don't know how to cook good food. My, like, recent hobby is clay art, like, making stuff out of clay. I got a giant block of, like, the oven-baked clay. And I made magnets, and I made whatever. I made, like, some coasters and shit like that. I made, like, a jewelry holder for my bathroom. They look bad. Like, arguably, they look really bad. I'm not very good at painting. Yeah, they're not good. But I have fun doing it. And I let myself have fun doing it. I let myself be bad at it. It's almost like a mindless task that I can sit in the living room and do for like 3 hours and not notice the time has gone by. That's time that I'm not spending on my phone. That's time that I'm not doom scrolling and that I'm not like being a self-deprecating piece of shit. So I'm okay with them looking bad. I'm okay with my orange magnet looking terrible. They're on my fridge. Maybe I will post a story about how bad my magnets look. But stuff like that. Like, I'm really, really trying to be intentional, especially the next couple months. The snow has all melted. The sun is out. It's 15 degrees today. The seasonal depression veil has very much been lifted, which also, side note, obviously, like, SAD is a thing that happens every year. Hey, I did a whole episode about seasonal affective disorder. Go listen to that. But I don't know what was up this year, but this year was fucking hard. Like, this year I had a really, really rough winter, and yeah, it was kind of crazy. When I think about it now, I'm like, whoa, that was a rough couple months. And now the sun is out, and I never want to be home. I never want to be like on my phone because I'm not depressed anymore. Shocker. So, as I was saying, I'm trying to be so much more intentional in the next couple months with like finding new hobbies that I like and letting myself be bad at them and trying to figure out what in life I actually enjoy, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with life, and I'm trying to find things that actually make me happy and fulfilled and not miserable, because I think I'm going to be really good at some of them at some point. Like, someday I'll be really good at clay art. Probably not anytime soon, but eventually. You know what I really want to do? I keep seeing people on TikTok and on Pinterest that make like these little tic-tac-toe boards that look like a waffle out of clay. I want to be able to do that. I'm not there yet. I can't even get them like smooth, so like I can't smooth shit out. But eventually I'm going to make myself a tic-tac-toe board. And just stuff like that. Like, just honestly finding things that remind me that I enjoy being alive. And one of the first episodes of the podcast that went onto YouTube, we talked about the fact that, like, I don't think you're meant to be good at hobbies. I think you're meant to do hobbies to keep you from dying. And that's just the reality of it. I don't think picking up these activities and stuff is meant to... I don't know that you're supposed to be good at them. You can get good at them, but I feel like the point of them is not to be excellent. Especially now, the society has developed a weird thing where if you're good at something, you automatically have to profit off of it, and you need to somehow make it a business and whatever else. And if that's what you want to do, great. But also, here's your reminder that, like, you don't need to profit off of all your hobbies if you don't want to. And you also don't have to figure your shit out now. Like, you don't need to magically know what you want to do in your 20s. Your 20s are going to be chaos. And that's, for most people, your 20s are chaos. They're a shit show. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what they want to do in life. And that's okay. So, If you can find something that you're good at, whether that's a job, a hobby, whatever else, I don't even know, that's great. And I'm so happy that that's the thing that you're able to do. And if you haven't gotten there yet, keep fucking working at it, because there has to be something. There has to be something in life that I want to do. Like, there simply has to. There has to be a job that I want to do. I can't hate everything, right? Right, for sure. Like, there's just simply no way that I can hate every possible job to ever exist. I need to have, like, there needs to be something that I want to do and that makes me feel happy. And I'm going to find it. I swear. I don't know how and I don't know when, but I'm going to find it and I'm going to do it. Because I refuse to wake up one day in my, 60s and be like, wow, I've really spent the last 40 years doing jobs that I fucking hate and I'm miserable. I refuse to do it. I refuse. I simply refuse to do that. So we're going to find shit that I'm good at. Or I guess we're going to find shit that I'm probably bad at, but that I want to do. And then I'll become good at it. Because if I can be this fucking bad at stuff that I hate, then I'm going to be incredible at something that I love. And that's just the point of it. As much as life can be really fucking hard and feel crushing and painful and like it's a million, sometimes life genuinely just feels like it's 8 billion pounds sitting on your back and that there's no way to get out from under it. There has to be good. I know that there's good because I see so many people that love their life and that have these super fulfilling lives. That's the one thing. I am the first person to talk shit about social media and how people should not have this easy access to millions of other people, and also just the amount of information that we have constant access to. We're not supposed to have that. It's causing a whole epidemic. We're going to talk about that in a couple weeks. But one thing that I do absolutely love, especially about TikTok, there's just such a different vibe on TikTok compared to other social medias that have existed. But I love seeing people who have found what fulfills them in life and they do it and they love it. I love seeing people happy with their life. And that sounds weird, but I love seeing all these people that find these obscure little jobs, or, there's some people who work an 8 to 5 and they fucking love it. They love their office job. They love their cubicle. They love the whole nine. And I'm so happy for those people that that's truly what you love and that that's what you enjoy, because that's awesome. And it gives me so much hope, because I see, again, these people who have these obscure jobs. It's fire lookout season. And if you know me, if you've ever talked to me in the summer, you know I am obsessed with fire lookout TikTok, because I'm convinced that one summer, I'm going to go move to BC or move somewhere in the States and be a fire lookout. I don't know why. I'm just obsessed with the entire idea of living in a tiny little fire stand and having your food and stuff helicoptered in. I want to do it. I'm going to do it one year. I have to. But yeah, fire lookout. And these people are always so fucking content with that being their job. And all of these seasonal workers and people who find all these jobs, I love seeing people who have found what makes them happy and they found what they're good at, or they found something that they love and that they were bad at and then they became good at it because they loved it and they put the time in. That is so cool. And I can't wait for the point in my life where I can say I love what I do and I love what I'm doing day to day and I love what my life looks like. I want that so bad. And we're going to get there. I need to get there. I can't not get there. I'm going to go. It's really nice out, so I'm going to go sit and tan because that's what's going to make me happy today. But I appreciate you guys for listening. I hope you're still here. If you are, shout out to you guys. I say it every week, but I'll continue to say it. We are on YouTube. So if you'd rather watch a podcast, we're in a car today. So if you listen to the whole episode, go re-watch it on YouTube, because sometimes my facial expressions make me laugh because I don't notice that I'm making them until I'm editing. And then I'm like, oh, why did your face look like that when you said that? But if you ever want to tell if I'm lying, look at my face, because I can't hide shit. I appreciate you guys. I hope you had a good long weekend. I hope you have good plans for the spring. And I hope that this week you put a little bit of time into yourself and that you find a new hobby or something that you enjoy. Or you start doing something that you know you'll enjoy. Because you deserve it. Yeah, and remember, you're allowed to be bad at shit. I strongly encourage you finding something that you're bad at this week, because that's just the way it goes. And that's the best way to exist. This old man is still cleaning his car. He's hand scrubbing every single spot in his car, and I love that for him. He's incredible. But go follow me on Instagram. Everything will be linked in the show notes. More day-to-day updates down there. Also, go subscribe on the YouTube. Even if you just listen to the podcast, there is going to be some more long form content this spring and summer with like some camping and hiking vlogs and stuff. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. I still don't have an outro made for the new name, so that's it. That's all. Go find something that you're bad at this week, and we'll chat next time. Bye.